Today, on this new episode of Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica, the tour spends another week in Colombia, this time in suburban Bogota, for the Inter Rapidísimo Golf Championship presented by Volvo.
Como en casa, la verdad es que Colombia siempre es un espectáculo.
Then we travel to Mexico for the last full-field event of the 2022-23 season, the 2023 Jalisco Open Guadalajara.
My first time in Mexico, so it was good to kind of check it out and see what everything's about around here.
This is the final tournament where players can qualify for the season-ending Bupa Tour Championship. All this and much more up next. Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. This year, we come back to El Rincón de Cajica, just outside of Bogota, for another edition of the Inter Rapidísimo Golf Championship presented by Volvo.
Nosotros consideramos que una empresa privada, la cual el país le ha dado tanto, pues una forma de retornar es apoyar el deporte. Consideramos que en el deporte está el futuro de la juventud y es una bonita forma de dejar legado.
With 144 players from 20 different countries in action, including 21 Colombians, the pressure increased as players fought for their position inside the Total Play Cup standings.
Which is our season-long points race, which will award Korn Ferry Tour status to the top finishers on PGA Tour Latinoamérica.
Among the 144 players was a notable presence, Maria Jose Bojorquez. The 21-year-old professional made her debut on the Epson Tour earlier in the month, and then stepped inside the ropes with the men, becoming the fourth woman to participate in an official PGA Tour Latinoamérica event.
Es un honor poder representar el golf femenino colombiano en este torneo, jugar en casa. Siento que es un privilegio y bueno, espero que lo disfruten tanto como yo lo voy a disfrutar. Gracias.
Despite rainy conditions Thursday, several players turned in performances as if they didn't even notice the steady drizzle. A trio of co-leaders, Argentina's Andres Gallegos, New Zealand's Charlie Hillier, and Canada's Miles Creighton, managed to shoot rounds of 6 under par 66 to take a one-shot lead over a packed group of 7 players who fired 67s.
I think we got pretty lucky with the weather. We teed off 10, kind of got round with no wind all the way to 6, and then it starts blowing straight downwind on 7. So really comfortable with where my game's at, chipping and putting it really well, and if I hit it good, then I have days like today. So.
Creighton's round may have stood out just a little bit more than everybody else's, as the Canadian was the only one of the leading trio who went bogey-free while making 6 birdies. He also had to do his work with borrowed clubs because of damage that occurred to his clubs on his flight to Colombia.
I played great all day. I was bogey-free, which I was happy with. Hitting the fairways is quite important. The rough's really long, and the greens are great. So as long as you're hitting a lot of greens, you know, and giving yourself lots of looks, you can make a lot of putts.
After shooting a 68 Thursday, Florida's Austin Hitt turned in a 64 Friday to claim a share of the halfway point lead in Cajica.
Had a tough bogey on the first hole, came out, it was a little cold this morning, and but from there I knew I was playing well, so made a bunch of birdies after that, and it was a good day.
He finished his 36 holes at 12 under par. Hitt caught Creighton, who shot another bogey-free 66 in the afternoon. While Creighton settled in with his borrowed clubs, he enjoyed another stress-free, bogey-free round.
I was kind of thinking about it a little bit towards the end, being bogey-free for 2 rounds. It's going to happen at some point this weekend. I'm going to make a bogey, I know that, so I'm just going to try and keep playing the way I've been playing.
Tied for second at 10 under were Chile's Agustín Errázuriz, England's George Toon, America's Fred Meyer, and Argentina's Andrés Gallegos.
Hoy fue más fácil, no había viento. Al final sopló un poquito, pero aproveché la mañana que no había viento y la verdad la cancha estaba muy buena.
The cut came at 2 under, with 61 players qualifying for the weekend. Unfortunately, Maria Jose Bojorquez was unable to make history. She missed the cut and her chance to be the first woman to play on the weekend in a PGA Tour Latinoamérica tournament. Moving day was certainly another day of low scores and bogey-free rounds.
Bogey-free again, went bogey-free yesterday, which was actually my first bogey-free time on this tour. So really happy to do it again.
England's George Toon fired a 9 under par 63 to take control of the Inter Rapidísimo Golf Championship presented by Volvo. It was Toon's second bogey-free round of the week. He began his day with 3 birdies in a row and added 2 more on holes 5 and 7.
Hit a good driver down 1, left myself a wedge. Hit it to 10, 12 feet or so, rolled a good putt in. Hit the fairway on 2, which is pretty tight. 3, just hit a good drive again, got it down the narrow part and had 70 yards in and hit it to 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So very nice way to start the day.
He kept the momentum going, reaching 8 under par with 5 holes still to play. Toon added 1 last birdie on his closing hole of the afternoon, moving him to 19 under overall. Good for a 4-shot lead he would take into the final round.
Yeah, that's a big bonus. Not an easy hole. Just happy to get through with a 4 most days, but happened to roll a putt in for a 3.
At 15 under par were the 36-hole co-leaders Hitt and Creighton. They both shot identical 69s, while Luis Gerardo Garza posted a 7 under 65 to join Hitt and Creighton in second. Stay tuned, because after the break, we find out who raised the trophy at the second to last event of our regular season.
Like I said, I've just been keeping it in front of me, keeping it in play, and rolling some putts in.
And we then travel to Mexico for the event that will ultimately decide the top 60 players of the Total Play Cup, those who will qualify for the season-ending Bupa Tour Championship. Next on Esto, as PGA Tour Latinoamérica. Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica. On a cloudy Sunday at El Rincón de Cajica Golf Club, Miles Creighton, who had a share of the first and second round leads, started strong with birdies on holes 2 and 3, with Toon in his sights. Those 2 birdies got Creighton some early momentum. Some solid shot making and a couple of good putts did the trick for him.
Recibamos con un fuerte aplauso de Canadá, Miles Creighton.
Meanwhile, Toon, the 54-hole leader, encountered difficulty from the start of his day, bogeying number 1. Although he came back with birdies on 2 and 3, double bogeys on the 4th and 7th holes, and a bogey on the 9th hole sealed his fate. He shot a front 940 and fell from contention, eventually shooting a 6 over 78.
I can't believe it. If you'd have told me that I was going to win one tournament this year on Latin America, this probably would have been the last one I would have thought that I would have won. I love the course, I just didn't play well here. And just with all the things that have gone on the last couple of weeks, it's just crazy, surreal.
By the 4th hole, Creighton had eliminated his entire deficit and eventually took the lead, adding 2 more front 9 birdies. He made the turn at 18 under and promptly birdied the 10th and 12th holes to reach 20 under, his initial target score that he thought would secure him victory. Things got interesting when his playing partner, Daniel Hudson, moved into contention with a 2-birdie, bogey-free front 9. He added birdies on numbers 10, 11, and 13, getting him to 19 under and within 1 of Creighton. Like Creighton, Hudson was seeking his first PGA Tour Latinoamérica title. When Creighton 3-putted 16 for a bogey, the duo was suddenly tied for the lead with 2 holes to play. Hudson hurt his chances with a bogey on 17, while Creighton parred, and then things ended poorly for Hudson, who made a 9 on the par 4 18, hitting 2 balls into the water. That left Hitt as the only player who could logically catch Creighton. Hitt was playing behind Creighton in the last group and sitting at 18 under par. Creighton secured the clubhouse lead with a par on number 18. He finished at 19 under. Creighton could only wait to see what Hitt did, knowing the former University of North Carolina golfer needed to birdie the par 4 18 to force a playoff. Hitt made a valiant effort, but he could only muster a par, giving Creighton his long-awaited first title and leaving Hitt in second place for a second consecutive week.
Ahora es momento de presentarles al campeón del Inter Rapidísimo Golf Championship presentado por Volvo. Con ustedes, Miles Creighton.
It never takes as much as you think to win a golf tournament. It ended up being 19, which if you'd asked any of the golfers at the start of the day, they probably wouldn't have said that. So happy to get in at 19 and happy that it was enough.
Certainly an unlikely candidate to win, considering all of his damaged club drama at the beginning of the week. Creighton was able to handle the off-the-course issues and still raise the trophy at the Inter Rapidísimo Golf Championship presented by Volvo.
And I've been putting pretty bad the last couple months, I would say, and I worked hard on it. It ended up paying off, and I've putted probably the best I've putted in a while with that putter, so it's staying in the bag now.
The 500 points he earned for his week's work also vaulted him into first place in the Total Play Cup race.
Haven't even looked at the points, not even considering winning this week, which is just crazy, and ended up getting it done this week, so looking forward to the last 2 events and hopefully try and get another one. As golfers, we travel a lot, but we're not great tourists. So it was nice today to get an excuse to come out and do that. We went and saw a couple things. It's interesting how going to see how they make the plates and then other sculptures, and then we went to a candy store too, which got to eat some sweets, so that's always fun. So yeah, it was a great day.
Thought it was very cool, to see all the different processes they go through each piece of art.
Get to immerse yourself in the culture a little bit and just to experience the culture, I guess, is something we don't really get to do, so super cool.
Cieleto lindo, yeah, awesome, amazing food. Where we're staying by the course, there's not a ton to eat, so it was cool just to be able to come down here and get a nice meal early on in the week.
It's cool how they take, apart from the culture and make it, their own as an artist, as you say. And
building these sculptures and stuff, so many little details, and it's awesome that our trophy for this week comes from there. It's cool just to get to see the background of it and stuff, so yeah, hope to get to see it on Sunday.
PGA Tour Latinoamérica arrived in Mexico for the last 2 events of the 2022-23 season. The first Mexico event was also the last full-field tournament. Finish inside the top 60 in the Total Play Cup standings, and not only would a player earn the privilege of playing in the Bupa Tour Championship the following week in Tulum, but it also would ensure players guaranteed status on the Latin American portion of PGA Tour Americas, set to make its debut in 2024. Once again, 144 players arrived, this time at Guadalajara's Atlas Country Club, a par 71, 7,169-yard layout and home of the Jalisco Open GDL.
Sí, pues estamos muy contentos nuevamente de estar acá, ¿no? Aquí en Guadalajara, en el Atlas Country Club, y en todos lados te tratan muy bien, pero sobre todo la cancha, no sé, es una cancha que se mueve, que tienes que mover la bola. Y me gusta ese tipo de canchas de moverla porque pues mi club de alguna forma es así similar a el fairway es de mover la bola. Son pocos tiros que son derechos.
The tournament started on a warm day Thursday morning, with 4 players shooting 6 under par 65s to share the opening round lead. Mexico's Rodolfo Gazuban, Argentina's Ignacio Marino, Chile's Gustavo Silva, and the United States' Josh Goldenberg finished the day one shot ahead of another 6 players. The second round of the Jalisco Open Guadalajara was also marked by more low scores. Finishing the day at 9 under par 133 were a trio of U.S. players sharing the 36-hole lead. Playing in the morning, Ollie Osborne shot a 67 after his 66 from Thursday, while Evan Knight added a 66 to his first round of 67. In the afternoon, Josh Goldenberg joined them with a 68.
Today wasn't as exciting as yesterday, but I just played very consistently, tried to hit as many greens and give myself, looks for birdie. Probably could have been a little more aggressive in the beginning, but I just tried to work my way into the round.
Osborne's round felt like a roller coaster ride. With 7 pars, 4 bogeys, 5 birdies, and 1 eagle, it was definitely anything but a boring round. The trio of leaders were one shot ahead of another trio that included the defending champion, Jose El Camarón de Jesus Rodriguez, a current Korn Ferry Tour player who returned to his home country for another shot at winning in Guadalajara.
Tratar de seguir dándole como le venimos haciendo y pues ser un poquito más paciente en algunos momentos.
He definitely made his presence felt, with his 66-68 start that left him tied for 4th, a stroke behind the leaders. The cut came at 3 under par 139, with 56 players qualified for the final 36 holes of action. Stay tuned, because after the break, the final round at Atlas Country Club.
I'm excited for the opportunity and I'm excited to learn, hopefully it goes well and just try to have some fun.
And the Total Play Cup determines its top 60 players heading into the final week of the season. In a couple minutes. Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica. On another calm and warm day at the par 71 Atlas Country Club, one of the favorites for the title charged to the top of the leaderboard.
I played solid today. All the way around, hit it well off the tee, hit some good approach shots, putted pretty well, had some nice saves coming in. So yeah, I'm happy with the way I played. I feel like I'm in a good spot. My game feels good. But we got one more day, so anything can happen.
After 54 holes, it was a duo of leaders, with Evan Knight keeping his pace and shooting a second consecutive 66 to reach 14 under par, and tied with the favorite coming into the week, the defending champion Jose de Jesus Rodriguez, who also has plenty of PGA Tour experience, went bogey-free to record the best round of the day. His 6 under 65 included a hole-in-one.
Feliz de ver el resultado que logré y como lo comentas con un hole-in-one, ¿no? Y pues feliz, en general le vengo pegando muy bien a la bola y ahí es el resultado.
Rodriguez started the day with a couple of birdies on holes 2 and 4, but it was his remarkable 17th career hole-in-one that brought cheers and big smiles. After his ace at 14, Rodriguez birdied on number 15, and that moved him up the leaderboard and led to his 14 under finish.
I don't know those guys, but I think they're both, I don't know if they're hometown guys, but I think they're both from Mexico, so it'll be a fun group. I'm sure they'll have some fans out here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good day. I'm excited. I'm in a good position, so I'm looking forward to it.
In solo third was another local. Alvaro Ortiz also went bogey-free and joined Knight and Rodriguez in the last group Sunday. Behind Ortiz and trailing the leaders by 5 shots were 5 players who likely looked at Creighton's come-from-behind win a week earlier as inspiration, as he erased a 4-shot deficit on his way to victory. Those 5 were Brendan Doyle, Alexander Rocha, Luis Fernando Barco, Stuart McDonald, and Ollie Osborne. It's time to review the highlights of our players through social media. Let's start with Jorge Fernandez Valdez's victory at the UNC Health Championship on the Korn Ferry Tour. The Argentine added the 39th win for a PGA Tour Latinoamérica graduate at the next level, and was very close to achieving everyone's goal, reaching the PGA Tour. Let's travel to Termas de Rio Hondo, where a new appointment of the Dev Series was fulfilled. The victory was in the hands of the experienced Andres Romero, who defeated two former PGA Tour Latinoamérica champions in a tiebreaker, Emilio Dominguez and Leandro Morelli. On a sunny and warm championship Sunday, there were no surprises at Atlas Country Club. Jose de Jesus Rodriguez was unstoppable once again. The defending champion liked the 65 he shot Saturday so much that he did it again on Sunday, going not only bogey-free on the weekend, but posting no bogeys the entire week.
El ganador es Jose Jesus Rodriguez, el ganador!
He raised the trophy for a second consecutive year. He became the first player in the tour's storied history to go bogey-free for all 72 holes of a tournament.
Anteriormente he cometido muchos bogeys. Tengo enfocado en no hacer bogeys porque sé que soy un jugador que mete demasiados birdies, pero también de repente hago muchos bogeys y entonces llegué con esa mentalidad de no hacer tantos bogeys. Y pues bueno, como dices, es un campo retador, tienes que pegarle bien desde el tee. Y si no le das bien el tee, te metes en problemas con los árboles y gracias a Dios le di muy bien desde el tee.
It was his sixth career PGA Tour Latinoamérica victory, extending his lead in the wins category to two more than anyone else. Knight finished the week in second place, 3 shots behind the champion. He was able to put up a good fight for most of the day, but he finally dropped out on the 15th hole. There, Knight made a bogey on the par 5. At the same time, Rodriguez was making a birdie, a 2-shot swing that gave Rodriguez a 3-stroke lead. Alvaro Ortiz, the third playing partner in the group, played steady golf, shooting a closing 68 that left him alone in third, a distant 6 shots behind Rodriguez. By late Sunday afternoon, everybody was looking up at Rodriguez's name atop the leaderboard. Rodriguez, Knight, and Ortiz, along with 57 other players, finished inside the top 60 on the Total Play Cup's point list, and qualified for the season-ending Bupa Tour Championship, a limited field event at PGA Riviera Maya in Tulum. There wasn't much volatility in the standings. The only other player who managed to move inside the top 60 was Peruvian Luis Fernando Barco. He tied for 6th in Guadalajara and moved into 48th place to secure his spot in the season-ending tournament and membership on 2024 PGA Tour Americas.
La verdad que ha sido una semana bastante estresante, sabía que tenía que tener una buena semana y estaba con confianza en que si jugaba bien iba a lograr esto, ¿no? Poder tener eso asegurado para el próximo año.
With his overall consistent play, including his win in Colombia, Canada's Miles Creighton sits at the top of the Total Play Cup standings. Following Creighton is Walker Lee, who is 149 points behind, and only 6 points in front of his countryman, Chandler Blanchett, who sits in third. Charlie Hillier, Austin Hitt, and Connor Godsey are close together and separated by only 13 points. They will have to fight to see who is going to finish in the top 5 at the season's end. These are the top 10 players of the Total Play Cup, just before the last event of the 2022-23 PGA Tour Latinoamérica season. On the next episode of Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica, the last event of the Total Play Cup race, limited to the top 60 players of the ranking, the Bupa Tour Championship. And who will be the 5 players to secure 2024 Korn Ferry Tour privileges? All this and much more on the next episode of Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica. See you then.